And we're back. UVS Games dropped a surprise announcement last Friday, which was January 31st. A lot of us at Nats thought this would have been coming the Thursday, so the day before, so January 30th. It seemed like they wanted to take an extra day just to maybe, cross I's, dot T's. We got a proposed ban and errata update that won't go into effect until the 10th of February, which is the week of Worlds. So they put this out just so us who are qualified for Worlds kind of have a leg up, so we can expect to see what's happening, what the format will be for Worlds. So let's get into the article. Our ban and errata announcement will be posted in full next week on its usual schedule. However, due to the fact many teams of players are preparing to meeting to prepare for Worlds, we are making the unorthodox decision to announce our changes to the community early. So that's a huge positive. This is probably one of the coolest things they've done in a while for a little bit. Concerning this, right? Like they usually allude something's coming every Tuesday, unless there's the holiday, and then it's the Wednesday of every month. They could have just let us stew for like a week, which would have sucked. Granted, this gives everyone traveling an extra like 4 or 5, 6 days a week, maybe, just to prepare for the big event. So our full reasoning and explanations will be published on our usual cadence the first Tuesday of February, and go into effect the following Monday. Thanks, and good luck to all of our World's competitors preparing for the big event. Want to share your thoughts? Join in on the conversations? Click on that link right there. But we're not going to do that. So we got five things. We'll go right into them in order. Bertolt, Living Weapon. His old enhance was discard 2, draw 2. If the discarded cards are the same type, this attack gets +2 or -2 damage. Response at the start of the end phase. Transform Bertolt Hoover, the Living Weapon. Each player chooses 3 foundations in their stage and sacrifices the rest. Only playable if a player has 9 or more. So now he goes enhance, draw 2, discard 2. If the discarded cards are the same type, this attack gets 2 damage. No more defense. So this is good. It's not like a heavy-handed nerf, but now if he wants to set up his next turn or cycle for blocks, and he wants to discard 2 cards of the same type, the attack gets 2 damage. So if he's sitting on all foundations and he's trying to cycle for attacks, you're buffing your rival's moves. So his defense is a little suspect now. He's going to have to not just go full send every turn and then rely on the -2 damage, because you just can't go down, because some Berts, the crazy guys, would go down to no cards in hand sometimes, or 1, and then just cycle for the -2 damage bing bongs, and then so it'd be -2, -4, -6. But now it's just straight up +2, and there's no benefit for the Bert player to do this, other than if you are cycling for foundations and you want to get rid of 1 of each, or you're okay with giving your rival's attack 2 damage to draw like 2 cards off a double wish hard, or anything else like that. Now his response changes to, at the start of the end phase, transform him, but he has to have 11 or more one player has to have 11 or more foundations now. So he's a deadlock threat. So again, they made deadlock very scary, at least against him. Deadlock otherwise really isn't that much, but yeah, so it's not too bad. I like that. It gives you some agency. It gives you, like now, if you really want to close the game out, you probably have to flip with Bert. Otherwise, you're kind of defensively suspect. So next up is more of a, not a power level errata with the disarming glance, but more of a rules clarification. Old one was response after an attack is played. Players cannot play abilities that add cards to their hand after it resolves. Now it's players cannot play abilities that add cards to their hand during this attack. So I think they wanted to see where the original wording took us. I guess no one was really playing the lockout combo because there really wasn't a need at the time. But now it was one of the premier defensive packages that Chaos and Void got to do. Now it's just during this attack, so you have to pick and choose, which is fine because in Critical Role we have a card similar to this. It's a Void Attuned, a 2/5 that says flip after your rival plays an ability. I think that it says add cards to their hand. You cancel it. So there's going to be more ways to back this up. This isn't the only stop draw effect. That's not bad. Like Can't Escape Me. This one still should be played. It still should be in some boards. It's still very good. It could still stunt a turn if you don't allow a pony to draw during Electric Moth, or other, like, you shut it down, like they're leading into like a big draw, like a Rejuve Smash type thing. But again, like defensively it works for Rejuve Smash, but it doesn't work offensively because your rival gets to respond first. So just pour one out for our boy Mimic. The little guy got taken behind the woodshed and shot. His old response is once per turn, after you check an asset, add one attack with a check value of 3 from your discard pile to your hand. Now it's response commit after you do the same thing. Fun fact though, it doesn't say once per turn. So if he gets a card that can ready him, he's back on the menu, boys and girls. But yeah, this in the Knots Flask errata, power level errata, excuse me, kind of just kills him, right? Like he's dead. Like Knots Flask was like a big defensive bonus for him. It was a big boon, being able to commit it for -4 damage. So now, unfortunately, he doesn't get to do that. So Knots Flask in tandem, I had Unique added to it. That's all it did. Just got Unique. It has no keywords. Now has the Unique keyword. You can only have one on the field, so you're probably playing 1 or 2 in your decks now. Fortunately, Mimic abused it. It got drunk too much, and now we have to just play with 1 on the field. So it's still really good. It kind of side hits the casino decks a bit. It may slow them down because they're not going to be able to mill like 12 cards in a turn. So they're going to have to rely on like combined firepower to mill more often than not. But I'd like to see them come. I don't think they're crushed, but I think they're slowed down maybe a turn. So we'll see. And the last one was Recovery Girl. Her response is after you take damage, build a foundation from your discard pile. Now it's after you take damage, build 1 foundation committed, which is fine. This character is atrocious to play against. I hated it at Nationals. I've never liked playing against this character because she kind of warps the way you play the game. She punishes you. Like, I'm a big poke deck player, so she punishes poke decks, and that's not cool, man. I want to play the game I want to play. I don't want to bend it to anybody else. But yeah, so I don't know if she's dead, but she's definitely taken down a peg or two because she doesn't get to use her So Manlies or any of her defensive foundations like Last Second Rescue right away. She has to survive a turn and then get them online. So really, if you kind of, like, you can either OTK her or you can, like, put her down so low, like, it doesn't matter. Like, all your moves are going to kill her, and the Last Second Rescues don't matter. So, but that is the Ban and Errata updates for February leading into Worlds, everybody. I'm excited. It kind of opens up the format even more now. I'm looking at 3 or 4 different decks. I'm kind of settling on 1 or 2, but I'm very excited. I can't wait to go to Worlds and hang out, check out all these cool Critical Role cards in person. And yeah, that's pretty much it for this update. And yeah, so stay tuned for more content. Like, share, comment, subscribe so you don't miss a notification. And until the next video, take care.